The power of women. It is essential to first dismiss the common but mistaken view that power is synonymous with physical strength or external authority. True power does not reside in brute force or loudness. Instead, it is often subtle, quiet, and often unseen. The strength of women then lies not in what they do alone, but in who they are. It is clear that the power of women is fundamentally woven into the fabric of life itself. From the moment of birth, women carry with them a profound capacity for nurturing. This is not simply the power to care for children, but to care for ideas, relationships, and communities. A mother's gentle influence, a sister's quiet encouragement, a friend's steadfast loyalty, these are the threads that form the backbone of society. These powers may not grab headlines, but they endure. They are what hold families together, and families are the cornerstone of a healthy society. But the power of women extends far beyond the domestic sphere. Women, throughout history, have shaped the course of civilization, sometimes as leaders, sometimes as thinkers, and sometimes as catalysts for change. One need not look far in history to find the names of women whose intellectual achievements, courage, and moral clarity have altered the course of events. Yet their contributions are often downplayed, their voices drowned out by the prevailing stories of their male counterparts. This, however, does not diminish the truth of their influence. It only serves to show that the real power of women does not seek the limelight. Their influence is often in the background, transforming communities and families in quiet but steadfast ways. The importance of recognizing the power of women is not merely an exercise in fairness, nor is it about creating division. It is about acknowledging the full spectrum of human strength. To understand the true power of women is to understand the balance of forces that drive our world forward. A society that ignores the potential of half its population is doomed to stagnation. When women are empowered, when they are given the education, the opportunities, and the freedom to follow their own paths, they unlock the potential of entire generations. The true power of women, often misunderstood or underestimated, lies not in the physical realm but in the deeper, more enduring aspects of their being. While society tends to emphasize strength as an outward show force, dominance, and action, it is crucial to recognize that strength can manifest in far more subtle, quieter, and more enduring ways. This form of power is not always visible, but it is no less powerful for that. In fact, it may even be more so, as it is built not on fleeting circumstances but on deep-rooted characteristics such as resilience, wisdom, and compassion. A woman's power is often closely tied to her innate capacity for empathy and emotional intelligence. These qualities, which are not as easily measurable or visible as physical strength or public achievements, allow women to understand, connect with, and support others in ways that are essential for the well-being of individuals and society as a whole. The power to nurture and care, to listen deeply and respond with understanding, is a formidable strength. While it may not garner the same attention as an act of physical heroism or a corporate achievement, it has a far-reaching impact. Those who are nurtured, those who are supported emotionally, are more likely to thrive and grow in ways that positively influence the broader world around them. Women's unique ability to cultivate strong, healthy relationships is a cornerstone of their power. Resilience is another key element of the power of women. Resilience is not merely the ability to recover from hardship, it is the capacity to endure, adapt, and emerge from difficulty stronger than before. Women, throughout history, have demonstrated an exceptional ability to face adversity and rise above it. Whether in the face of societal expectations, personal hardship, or systemic barriers, women have repeatedly shown an incredible ability to persevere. This strength, forged through experience, often goes unnoticed or uncelebrated. The everyday struggles of women, whether they are related to balancing careers and family or fighting for their rights in a world that sometimes dismisses them, build a form of endurance that is remarkable in its quiet consistency. Women are often called upon to be strong in ways that are not glamorous or publicly recognized, yet these acts of resilience accumulate and have a profound effect over time. To resilience, women possess an extraordinary inner strength that is rooted in their capacity for emotional and mental fortitude. This kind of power does not necessarily seek to assert itself or demand recognition, but instead works quietly behind the scenes, shaping lives and communities. It is seen in the woman who faces challenges with calm determination, in the mother who raises children with love and discipline despite facing difficult circumstances, and in the woman who persists in her career or personal goals despite obstacles. This inner strength is often nurtured by a deep sense of purpose or commitment to others. Women are often motivated by the needs of their families, communities, or ideals, which gives them the determination to keep moving forward, no matter the setbacks. The power of women is also intertwined with their intellectual strength. Women have long demonstrated exceptional intelligence and insight in a variety of fields, though their contributions have often been overlooked or marginalized. The power of women is not simply in their ability to follow traditional paths, but in their capacity to challenge conventions, to think critically and creatively, and to innovate. Whether it is through scientific discovery, artistic creation, or intellectual inquiry, women have proven time and again that their minds are capable of great things. And it is not just in formal education or career achievements that women's intellect shines. Women's intellectual power is also demonstrated in their ability to navigate complex social dynamics, to solve problems in their homes and workplaces, and to advocate for justice and equality in a world that may not always listen to them. The power of women is tied to their ability to inspire others. Women often lead through example rather than command. They demonstrate strength through action, empathy through leadership, and resilience through perseverance. It is the quiet, consistent example of a woman living out her values that often inspires those around her, motivating others to strive for greater things. Women can create movements, not just by organizing or speaking loudly, but by living lives that embody the values they seek to instill in others. This form of leadership is often understated, but it is incredibly powerful. Women inspire others to reach their full potential simply by being themselves and daring to believe in what they can achieve. The role of women in society has been immense, shaping the course of history in ways that are often overlooked or underappreciated. Women have been central to the development of cultures, communities, and nations, not just through their roles in the home, but through their contributions to leadership, the arts, science, education, and social movements. While much of the world has traditionally relegated women to secondary roles, their influence has consistently been felt across all domains of life, proving that their power extends far beyond the domestic sphere. One of the most significant contributions of women throughout history has been in the preservation and nurturing of familial and social structures. Women have been the backbone of the family, often tasked with raising children, creating homes, and fostering strong, supportive communities. While these tasks have historically been undervalued or dismissed as unimportant, it is essential to recognize that the family unit has been the fundamental building block of any society. Women, through their caregiving and nurturing roles, provide the foundation upon which societies are built. They instill values, morals, and cultural norms in the next generation, ensuring the survival and growth of both families and communities. The lessons of empathy, cooperation, and resilience that are passed down through generations by women have shaped the social fabric of every culture, proving that the power of women is deeply embedded in the core of society itself. Beyond the family, women have made significant contributions to the workforce, often in fields that have been male-dominated or considered outside the traditional roles for women. From science to politics, women have consistently defied societal expectations and pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible. While there have been countless women throughout history whose accomplishments were overlooked or minimized, their impact is undeniable. For instance, in fields like medicine and education, women have been trailblazers, advancing knowledge and breaking barriers for future generations. Figures like Marie Curie, who revolutionized the field of science with her research on radioactivity, and Ada Lovelace, who laid the groundwork for modern computing, are just two examples of women whose contributions have transformed the world. Women have also made strides in the political arena, where they have fought for justice, equality, and the rights of others. Figures such as Susan B. Anthony and Rosa Parks are just a few examples of women whose activism has changed the social and political landscape. Their tireless work has led to increased access to education, the right to vote, and civil rights for marginalized communities. Women have been at the forefront of social and political movements, advocating for social change and justice. The suffrage movement, the civil rights movement, and the feminist movement are all examples of how women have used their voices to demand equality and fairness. It is no coincidence that many of the most significant movements for social progress have been led by women. Whether through direct action, speeches, or written works, women have consistently raised their voices in the fight for justice. Figures like Emmeline Pankhurst, who led the British suffragette movement, and Malala Yousafzai, who advocates for girls' education worldwide, show the power of women to challenge the status quo and create lasting change. Women have fought not just for their own rights, but for the rights of others, demonstrating an unwavering commitment to justice and equality. In the arts, literature, and culture, women have been equally influential, though often their work has been underappreciated or marginalized. Women have been essential in the creation of culture, in shaping the arts, and in telling stories that reflect the experiences of marginalized groups. Writers like Virginia Woolf, Toni Morrison, and Maya Angelou have shaped the literary world with their profound insights into the human experience, often challenging societal norms and giving voice to those who were silenced. In the visual arts, women like Frida Kahlo, Georgia O'Keeffe, and Artemisia Gentileschi have created timeless works that continue to inspire new generations of artists and admirers. Women's contributions to music, theater, and film have also been groundbreaking, with figures like Billie Holiday, Audrey Hepburn, and Aretha Franklin redefining their respective industries. Despite the often difficult conditions and obstacles that women have faced in these fields, they have made enduring contributions that continue to shape culture to this day. Education has also been a key area where women have played an indispensable role. Women have historically been the primary educators in many cultures, teaching children not only the skills needed to survive, but the values that form the foundation of a functioning society. In the modern world, women continue to shape education, both as teachers and as students. Women have pushed for greater access to education for both girls and boys, and have fought for educational reforms that benefit all members of society. The fight for women's education has been one of the most important battles of the past century, with women like Malala Yousafzai, who advocates for girls' education in Pakistan, leading the charge. Women have proven time and again that when they are given access to education, they not only change their own lives, but also the lives of their families and communities, demonstrating the transformative power of learning. The influence of women in society is profound and far-reaching. It is essential that we recognize their contributions and the power they have to shape the world in ways both large and small. Women have been the architects of society, the leaders of change, and the quiet, consistent forces that have ensured the survival and progress of human civilization. Their roles have been central to the development of every community, culture, and nation, and it is only by acknowledging the full extent of their contributions that we can begin to understand the true power of women in society. Empowering future generations is one of the most vital aspects of understanding and fostering the power of women. This empowerment is not merely about providing women with the opportunities to succeed, but also about creating an environment where they can thrive, take charge of their lives, and pass on their wisdom and experiences to the next generation. The process of empowerment is both a personal journey and a societal responsibility that has ripple effects, influencing not only individual lives, but the future of entire communities and cultures. One of the primary ways to empower future generations of women is through education. Education is a powerful tool for change, offering women the knowledge and skills necessary to break free from limiting circumstances and achieve their full potential. Historically, access to education for women has been restricted in many parts of the world, keeping them in roles that were largely confined to the home and family. However, when women are given the opportunity to learn and expand their horizons, the results are transformative not just for them, but for their families and society at large. Educated women are more likely to make informed decisions, seek out better economic opportunities, and contribute to their communities. Education allows them to explore a wide range of careers, engage in leadership roles, and advocate for the betterment of society. The empowerment that education provides is far-reaching, as it opens doors that were previously closed, creating a pathway to economic independence, health, and well-being. Beyond academic education, women's empowerment is also about instilling confidence and self-worth. Empowerment involves helping women recognize their own value and encouraging them to believe that they are capable of achieving their goals, regardless of the barriers they may face. This can be achieved through mentorship, positive role models, and supportive environments. A woman who believes in her own potential is more likely to pursue leadership roles, to challenge societal norms, and to become a role model for others. It is vital that young girls see women in positions of power, not just as leaders in politics or business, but in all walks of life from sports to science to arts, so that they can envision their own futures and recognize that there are no limits to what they can achieve. Representation matters because it creates a sense of possibility, showing the next generation that success and achievement are within their reach. The power of women lies not just in their individual successes, but in their ability to foster growth and leadership in others. When women are empowered, they are more likely to empower others. The relationships women build with one another through mentorship, collaboration, and support create a network of strength that amplifies the impact of their collective efforts. This sense of sisterhood, or solidarity, is a cornerstone of empowerment, as women work together to create a more just and equitable world. Empowered women who have navigated challenges, whether personal or professional, are often in the best position to guide others, offering advice, encouragement, and practical support. The power of these shared experiences cannot be overstated, as they provide younger generations with the tools, resources, and perspectives they need to succeed. Women who have reached higher positions of influence can serve as advocates, lobbying for policies that support women's rights, such as equal pay, access to health care, and protection from violence. For empowerment to be truly effective, it must be inclusive and equitable. Empowering future generations of women involves not just providing opportunities for some, but ensuring that all women, regardless of their socioeconomic background, race, or geographic location, have access to the resources they need to succeed. Inequality is one of the greatest barriers to empowerment, and it manifests in countless ways through discrimination in the workplace, limited access to healthcare, or systemic bias in education and political representation. Empowering women requires a societal commitment to eliminating these barriers so that every woman has the chance to fulfill her potential. This means advocating for policies and systems that address the root causes of inequality, providing women with equal opportunities and support to overcome challenges that disproportionately affect them. Economic empowerment is another crucial aspect of preparing future generations of women. Financial independence is a key component of freedom, and women who are economically empowered are better equipped to make choices that benefit their health, well-being, and future. This empowerment can come in many forms, from owning businesses to gaining access to fair wages and equal job opportunities. It is important to create pathways for women to access the workforce, particularly in areas that have traditionally been dominated by men, such as technology, engineering, and finance. By encouraging women to pursue careers in these fields and providing the necessary support, we can ensure that future generations of women are not confined to a narrow set of career options. When women control their own finances, they can invest in their families, their communities, and their futures, contributing to a more prosperous society overall. The power of women to shape future generations is also visible in their roles as mothers, caregivers, and community leaders. As women empower themselves, they pass on lessons of strength, resilience, and perseverance to their children. They teach their children how to navigate the world with confidence and compassion, fostering a new generation that values equality, justice, and kindness. The influence women have as mothers is immeasurable. The values they instill in their children will be carried forward into the next generation. Therefore, empowering women directly impacts the values, beliefs, and actions of the future. By supporting women in their roles as mothers and caregivers, whether through accessible childcare, paid parental leave, or social recognition, we can ensure that future generations are raised in environments where they are nurtured and supported. Empowering future generations of women is about creating a culture that values women's contributions and ensures that women's voices are heard in all spheres of society. This involves creating spaces where women can speak freely, advocate for their rights, and engage in decision-making processes. The empowerment of women is not just a benefit to women themselves, but to society as a whole, as it leads to more balanced, inclusive, and fair societies. When women are empowered, they help create a world that is not only better for them, but better for everyone, laying the foundation for future generations to live in a world where opportunities are not limited by gender, but are defined by individual ability and potential.